But then to ask you a question to keep this segment going a little bit longer, and probably it's almost its own video, so I don't know if you want to stop and edit or whatever you want to do, but how does LeBron's career end? Because he's going to play the game with his son early, because his son's going to get sent to the G League. I think that's a pretty strong consensus. I don't see him winning an NBA championship this season, right? The Lakers are constructed to do that with how everyone else is constructed. Um, so realistically, how does it end? Because I think we all know him holding a trophy with his son would be a fantastic way to end his career, but that's not going to happen. So how is it going to end for LeBron?
My first thought was JJ Redick gets fired.
I
But if we want to spin it in a more productive conversation, I think I think he just rides off into the sunset, and maybe a little bit of the last few years has indicated that he probably is playing year by year, and it probably is a decision he makes in April. Yeah, we're assuming that the Lakers, may not be making the playoffs, and maybe say April, May. So let's say they make playoffs, but they're not going to go deep into finals territory. Okay, and at that point, like any player, I would imagine at that age, did he then sit down at the end of the season and go, "Am I going another season?" Yeah, and at some point he'll probably say, "No, I don't want to." Yeah, and
see.
I don't know if I'd subscribe that LeBron is going to make an announcement at the start of a season and have a farewell tour. I don't know if I necessarily would sort of put my money on that sort of scenario.
So this is where we obviously don't know the man, so all we can do is predict. So I was just turning my light on to make sure I get my good side. Um, I do see him doing a farewell tour. I think when you think about the businessman that LeBron James is, right, and he does get a cut of his own jersey revenue, and he does get a cut of everything else, to basically publicly tell everybody for 9 straight months, this is the last time that I will be doing this here and now. I think the money potential is so lucrative that he will do it, right? Imagine when he goes to Detroit for the last time. Detroit has no business in selling out an arena, but that sells out an arena.
Yeah, but it already
He
sells
goes
out
to
now. He doesn't even
Chicago
need
for
to
the last time.
announce it, and it already sells out.
Yeah, but when he does announce it, well, this is the thing. He doesn't announce it, and the ticket sales a certain thing. When you know it's his final game, it goes up. We saw that with Kobe's games. Kobe's games were legitimately raising the ticket prices and the revenue that was being generated from it being his final game. The amount of people that were in attendance for his last game, where he scores 60 points, that was huge. And I think for LeBron James, from a business standpoint, he will put people over. When you think about the
Well,
Lakers, what do they do moving forward?
none of us have a crystal ball here, yeah? And obviously we talked just before about a potential injury happening to any player, but let's say happening to LeBron, okay? And that would probably change the trajectory and decision-making process, yeah? But I guess I'm saying, and you've got a different perspective, is I'm saying that I think in my head and my observation is LeBron would be most likely to just say at the end of the season, I'm walking away, I'm done, I'm not coming back, okay? The second most likely one to me would be if his team is out of contention. Yeah, and the Lakers potentially could be. They could also be in the middle of the pack and still vying for a spot. Okay, but let's say they're out of contention, or they're sort of fighting for that play-in spot sort of thing. Okay, and he's going to say, hey, maybe at there's like 5, 10 games left of the season, and he's saying this is my last year. So now those last 10 games, everyone's going crazy. Let's catch LeBron in one of his last 10 games. He's not coming back. LeBron is finished. Yeah, he's finishing his career. Yeah, I don't think he would give you that 82 games. And you're saying you think he might. And I guess will be interesting to see how that plays out probably in the next few years. On that note, man, this is LeBron, man. How many years is Bryce behind? Would it be that
Well,
far?
this and you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
That's another good hypothetical. Is there that's his farewell tour where, and he doesn't need to complete a season to do that farewell tour. He can get it done in October, but he essentially plays with both of his sons at the same time, and that would be another LeBron milestone that no one can potentially touch, because how many people played with two of their sons? That's crazy. Um, so you
But I
know
think
what?
Bryce is about two
Now that
years
you put that
behind.
out
He's
there,
about 2 years behind, I think, isn't he? So,
yeah, and
so
this is the thing. Like Vince Carter played till post 40. So did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not unfathomable for him to play at this level at 42, 43. That would be that's so foreign to anyone's minds at this point. But he doesn't need to do that at that point. he gets these one-to-one contracts. He could just take a contract where it's like, I am legitimately here on a 10-day contract to play with Bryce and Bronny, and then I am done. And that can be his
Well,
farewell tour.
but as we're talking about the how does LeBron's career end here? Do we want to see LeBron stepping out there, let's assume in a Lakers uniform, and averaging 15, 5, and 5? Do we actually want to see
Oh,
that? Do we actually
no,
want to see that?
I've had an idea.
Dude,
I've had an idea. I've had an idea. This
okay.
is great. So this is hand up, yes. So this is LeBron's PR team. This is how we know that we're going big this season because of the ideas. LeBron is going to do the first ever multi-team retirement tour. So he is going to have a 10-day contract, or he's going to get traded multiple times in the season, but he's going to stand a stint at the Lakers. All right, and then he's going to go back to maybe he does it in a chronological order. So then he goes back to Cleveland for a little bit, then goes to Miami,
Uh-huh.
and then comes home to Cleveland and comes full circle, full 180,
I feel
and that's how it ends for him.
Mate, I think I need to put a footnote here for our viewers that Nick went off screen for a few minutes just earlier. He said he was doing his laundry, but I think he was having a few drinks in the kitchen.
No, no,
so,
no, no. This is a wholesome
so,
pod.
so
I'm all
unless
good.
unless we got anything else to add here before we lose all legitimacy, I'm gonna end this recording.
That's not legitimacy. That I feel like this could be clipped. This could be footnoted. One of us is onto something because we've really outlined the majority of the outcomes for his season. But I really like the multiple team retirement. Never been done. Never
Never,
been done.
never been done. Well, that's LeBron, right?